CrossFit New Albany claimed a second place after day one with a pair of second place finishes in the opening events. CrossFit Naptown's women put up the top squat with 175 pounds, and with a team combined 92 burpee muscle-ups, they finished the day in first. Day two in Columbus, Ohio started out with the grueling 100s. Past games competitor CrossFit Mayhem, who after a quiet day one, shot up the leaderboard. They took the lead in the chest-to-bar pull-ups and pulled away in the dumbbell snatches, winning the event. CrossFit New Albany had a firm grasp on the top spot with two solid performances, while Naptown moved to second, only 1 point ahead of Indy North Black. In the final day of competition, CrossFit Mayhem continued their assault on the leaderboard, finishing second in the chipper and closing the gap on CrossFit New Albany. The third qualifying spot was close between CrossFit Naptown and Indy North Black with one event to go. In a thrilling race to the finish, CrossFit Indy North Black came from behind to take event 7 and secure a spot in the games. CrossFit Mayhem took second in the heat and qualified first overall. New Albany had a difficult day but held on for third and will also be going to the games. Coming off a knee injury last year, Lindsey Smith took first in event 1, separating her from the field in the pull-ups. A consistent Jennifer Smith with a fourth in Jackie, a fourth in the overhead squats, and a third in the burpee muscle-ups ended the day in first place overall. Lindsey Smith was in second after a tie for second place with 3 reps at 190 pounds in the overhead squats. Former Games competitor Michelle Kinney came into event 5 looking to make a move. A 3-minute, 21-second time gave her a first-place finish, even with a missed rep on the last box jump. Kinney sat in second after 5 events. Lindsey Smith's 17th place finish in the deadlift box jump workout pushed her back to third. On the outside looking in were Lindy Wall and Jules Broadbent. On day 3, the leaderboard would shuffle again. Lindy Wall, knowing she needed to have the performance of a lifetime, went unbroken in the chipper, taking the win and moving into third overall. Broadbent kept pace as well with a second in the heat. Both women moved ahead of Lindsey Smith, who finished 10th in the heat and dropped to 5th overall. After 6 events, Jennifer Smith remained in the lead, followed by Day 2 star Michelle Kinney. In a dramatic conclusion, Event 7 was won by Lindy Wall. With her family supporting her from the sidelines, she tore through the rope climbs and squat cleans and took control of her destiny. Kinney was close behind in second. The overall title went to Jennifer Smith. All 3 will represent the Central East at the Games. A number of men were in contention for a ticket to the Games in the Central East. What was not in question, who was number 1? Rich Froning took event 2, squatting 315 pounds once, only 1 rep shy of tying Matt Fraser's 315 by 2 event record. He followed that performance with a more spectacular form, breaking the event record in the burpee muscle-up by 0.2 of a second at 4 minutes 10.8 seconds. On day 2, Rich Froning showed no weakness, pacing himself through the trying 100s. He kept an unrelenting pace all the way through the dumbbell snatches. With a time of 19 minutes, 5.2 seconds, he strolled to another event record.
When you talk about three-peat, I mean, obviously you're going into this to win. You're going to the Games, hopefully, to win that. Is there more pressure as a 2-time Games champion?
Yes and no. There's always pressure. I don't like to lose. But in the end, it matters, but yeah, I want to win.
After day 2, only 8 points separated places 2 through 5. Dan Bailey was only 1 point ahead of Scott Panchik. Past champion Graham Holmberg and 23-year-old Gerald Sasser were within striking distance. Froning, showing his dominance, broke yet another event record in the chipper, finishing in 7:36. Bailey finished second and Panchik finished 6th and remained in contention for a final spot to the Games. Graham Holmberg finished 4th, holding on with 1 event to go. Marcus Hendren's only chance to go to the Games was to win Event 7, and he did just that. But would it be enough to qualify? Panchik and Froning took 2nd and 3rd and already sewed up the top 2 spots. Bailey will represent the 3rd overall spot. Past champ Graham Holmberg's 4th place was enough to put him in 4th, and he would qualify as well. And what would happen with Hendren? With 2 past champions ahead of him, he would also be joining Froning, Panchik, Bailey, and Holmberg representing the Central East in Carson, California.